right, so talk a little bit about getting to play with Cade Klubnik and seeing his development across the course of his time at Clemson. How did you see Cade develop as a leader across his time with the Tigers?
Yeah, Cade's awesome. We had faced a little adversity as a team early on in his career, but I think just how he handled that adversity, how he bounced back in the year he had this year, I think was just special. I think his best football is definitely ahead of him. We're definitely going to miss playing next to him, playing with him. He's one of the best leaders, one of my best friends from Clemson, so I wish him nothing but the best.
So Clemson had a lot of talented linebackers and defensive backs during your time there. How did going against those guys in practice help you develop to the NFL level?
Yeah, I had a great time at Clemson. That's kind of the reason I chose to go there, was to be able to have the competition in practice. We have a kind of a saying at Clemson, practice is going to be harder than the games. So we get after it, we compete with each other every single day. But I think going against guys like R.J. Mickens, Bear Carter, on a daily basis, I think it's just helped my development and helped me become a better player.
What are you hoping NFL teams will take away from your performance this week?
I think the biggest thing for me is just I hope they realize who I am off the field, the type of teammate, type of leader I am, and kind of just figure out who I am as a person more so than just as a football player.
And what feels better to you, contested catch or trucking a guy after the catch? Which do you prefer? You get one choice.
If I had to choose one, I would say contested catch.
Contested catch.
I think both are pretty cool, and you got to do both at tight position.
And what's one thing you're hoping to continue improving in your game as you go to the NFL level?
I just want to continue to get better at all aspects of my game. I think I got areas to improve at, in every facet. But just being able to, chase that best version of myself and just do everything I can on a daily basis to achieve that.
When Clemson chose to feature you in some games, you had some massive appearances in your career. I think about Miami, Wake Forest. Is there a game that stands out to you as maybe your favorite game to play in?
Yeah, my favorite game probably from this past season was SMU, just because it came with a ring.